Hey everyone, Mah-Dry-Bread here. Pokemon Emerald with Pokemon picked by a random number generator was a fun and weird team run. Let's follow that up with a solo run with a Pokemon that I have never used before. Like, in my life, as far as I can remember. Today's the day that we figure out, would I be able to beat Pokemon Fire Red with a team of only one Clamperl? Man, this is gonna be a really weird one, isn't it? So we're a solo water type with high defense and reasonably high special attack, but pretty low health and speed. We have the ability Shell Armor, so we can't get critically hit. That makes me think that defense buffs are probably going to be extra useful. By level up, we have this very strange move list, where we start off with 4 moves and we never learn another one by level up. I mean, these are all really low power water moves, but Iron Defense is still pretty good. I don't really expect us to do any real damage until we have our TMs though. Speaking of, here's our TM move list. The type variety is very limited, but Ice Beam is on the list and that's an incredible move, so I'm for sure taking it. What are we thinking? Surf, Ice Beam, Iron Defense, and Return, maybe? I actually like the idea of Iron Defense and Rest as a combo, but only having Surf and Ice Beam as attacking moves is going to make Lorelei really hard to fight. Like always, I'm writing the script as I go through with the challenge, so this part is being written before I've started. Everyone comment down below and guess if I can win or not. I think that I'll win, but I'll need to be max level. The low health and low speed has me pretty worried. It's really not a good combo. Let's explain the rules. In combat, I can only use Clamperl. I'll need other Pokemon to use HMs, but I won't be allowed to use any of those Pokemon in battle. No glitches or exploits, no items in battle, only Pokeballs, held items, and items outside of combat are allowed. Also, if you enjoyed this video, be sure to like, subscribe, and ring the bell for more. Let's do this. So, right off the bat, I used the Universal Pokemon Randomizer to replace Squirtle with Clamperl so that we can do the whole run with it. I picked to replace Squirtle so that our rival would have Venusaur, probably the hardest for us to fight. Our nature is Rash, for more special attack and less special defense. I may not like our special defense going down because it's going to cause us some issues with grass types, but I really like our special attack going up. I think I can make this work. I name him Shelter, because that's hilarious. Alright, we're traveling to the Rock Gym, but I'm expecting this to be pretty easy. Not only do we have water moves, but we also have Iron Defense. That combo makes me think that we're just going to win the moment we get there no matter what level we're at. So I'm just going to rush through and try to get there as easy as I can. Let's see how it goes. So I got to the gym at a very low level of 8, a whole third lower than them, and we easily one-shot sweep them with Water Gun. I mean, it was pretty obvious this fight was going to be a breeze. Alright, with that out of the way, I think we need a lot of levels before we actually win the next fight. We have the Water Gym and our rival. The Water Gym is so obviously impossible right now that I'm not even going to bother with it. I'm just going to try and level up a lot in Mount Moon so that we're ready for our rival. The sooner we take out our rival, the sooner we can get the TM for Secret Power so that we can use a non-water move. I don't expect it to be easy though. I can only imagine our rival's starter is going to be a nightmare to fight this early on. Plus, leveling is going to be crazy slow this early on. We're in the erratic leveling group, so we require a lot less experience than normal to hit level 100, but for the first 35 or so levels, we're going to be leveling up a lot slower than your average Pokemon. On our way there, though, I took the Helix Fossil. I knew that if I didn't say what I took, you'd all ask. Actually, now that I think about it, everyone asks anyway. Comments are good for the YouTube algorithm. Alright. I knew this would be bad, but this is really bad. I tried the rival fight a few times. First of all, we're slower than Pidgeotto and get sand attacked, so just trying to land a hit is a mess. But when he goes down, the Bulbasaur just puts us to sleep and Leech Seeds us. Even when we can get a Water Gun in, it does almost nothing, then he gets half his health back from Leech Seed. It might be a very long time before we can win this fight. Make your guesses now on what level we're going to need to be before we can win this fight. I'm guessing early 30s. So I try level 25, by this point we're able to survive a few Vine Whips, and on this very lucky try we never got Sand Attacked or Leech Seeded, and yet we still lost pretty easily. I think that we're going to need to be at least level 30, but I'm going to try a bunch at level 28. It could be possible. So I get to level 28 and I try a bunch. I figured I was still going to lose because I kept losing, but then I got this amazing try where we crit Bulbasaur, and he missed Sleep Powder twice, so we breezed through the fight. That was amazing. I'm gonna go get the TM for Secret Power from up north, and then I'm gonna give the Water Gym a try. Hey, this actually wasn't too bad. Now, it's probably a bad sign that Staryu half my level is faster than me, but thanks to paralyzing Starmie early, we never had any real problems. That gets us the TM for Water Pulse, and although it's not an amazing move, I learned it right away. It's going to be our best water move until we get Surf, so I'd be crazy not to learn this. Alright, so we have the rival fight in the electric gym coming up, and although I feel good about the rival fight, I don't really feel good about the electric gym. We're pretty slow, and they're gonna hit our already low special defense pretty hard. I know the Kanto electric gym is rarely an issue, but I could see it being one this time. We can always do it later if we really get stuck on it though. More than anything, I want to breeze ahead to Giovanni in the Pokemon Tower rival fight so that we can get Surf. On the SSN, we have to fight our rival, and like usual, it was easier than in the previous fight, but partly that's because he used Poison Powder instead of something more dangerous. This very much could have been a loss if he picked better moves. So as expected, we had a really close call in the electric gym, but we actually ended up doing a better job than I thought. We took some huge damage off Shockwave and could just hardly survive. I should probably just rush after Giovanni. I need to get Surf as soon as I can. Alright, so I fought my way through Rock Tunnel and had a pretty easy time with Giovanni, as I expected. He's mostly a ground trainer, so I didn't really think we'd have any serious issues with him this run. Are we ready for a rival, though? Because I don't have Ice Beam yet, and I could see Ivysaur being an issue. Alright, well, the rival wasn't too bad, but two things happened in the fight that make me think that the later fights are going to be pretty rough. First, he has two Pokemon with Intimidate. Normally he'd have one, but because he has Ivysaur, he's left with both a Growlithe and a Water Onix. Both are Pokemon with Intimidate. So no matter what, our attack is going to be pretty low by the end of the fight. Because of that, Secret Power couldn't get the one-shot on Kadabra, instead paralyzing him. The problem is that he has the Synchronize ability, so we got paralyzed in return. We still won, but that could be a real problem later down the line. Alright, we're traveling again. Obviously, we don't stand a chance at the Grass Gym yet, but that's alright. My plan is to get Surf, try and beat the Poison Gym, fight the Fire Gym early, then we might have enough money to convert into coins and get Ice Beam. Once we have that, the Grass Gym should be a cakewalk. I figure we're gonna need Ice Beam soon anyway, since the Silph rival fight is obviously not gonna be a win until we can take out Venusaur quickly. After that is the usually easy Psychic Gym, the obviously easy Ground Gym, and another rival fight before the Elite Four. If there's anything that I'm gonna have some serious issues with, it's both of those rival fights. With our low speed, I think they're gonna be a real problem. Well, this Poison Gym didn't go how I expected. Coughing was a one-shot, Muck used Minimize but didn't dodge anything, the second Coughing was also a one-shot, and the Wheezing at the end used Smokescreen, but we never missed and he kept healing up. So we ended up taking no damage the entire fight. Really not what I thought would happen, but that means we get to do the Fire Gym early, and that'll be great for money and experience. Now I know this is going to be a shock, but on the first try at the Fire Gym, we actually lost. 3/4 of his team are faster than us, and Fire Blast really hurts. Thankfully, just one try later, and one of the Fire Blasts misses, so we hit our Surf and won the fight, but it was still kind of crazy that our low speed caused that bad of an issue in the Fire Gym of all places. Now let's hope I have the money for that Ice Beam TM. Okay, we had exactly enough money to convert into 4,000 coins, so I got Ice Beam and easily blasted my way through the Grass Gym. Do you think we're ready for the Silph rival fight though? Because I kind of think that we're just gonna lose due to being too slow. I have a Quick Claw, but that might not save us. Yeah, I thought this might happen. Pidgeot was easy, but Venusaur is faster than us, nearly one-shot us. We failed to one-shot him, then he finished us off. We need to level up a bit more so that we're either faster than him or can one-shot him. So I got up to level 60, and now the Pidgeot and Venusaur are both slower than us, and are one-shots. Really, the only serious threat on his team at this point is Water Onix, who we can still hardly hurt. But thanks to him deciding to use the amazing combo of Leering twice into Dragon Rage, a move that does not benefit from Leer, we ended up taking him out and then sweeping the rest of his team. Leer into Dragon Rage. It's gotta be one of the funniest dumb things I have ever seen the AI do in Gen 3. That was amazing. After that was Giovanni, who we very obviously just swept. Do you think the Psychic Gym is gonna be hard? Honestly, we might just overpower them with Surf at this point. If not though, then Secret Power might do the trick. I'm just worried about paralyzing them and then getting paralyzed in return thanks to Synchronize. Alright, well the fight was mostly a sweep with Surf, but thanks to Calm Mind, the Alakazam at the end survived. All it did was heal a ton and hit one Psychic, but man, it hit really hard. Moments like this are when I can really see the effect of a bad special defense nature. Anyway, right after that is the Ground Gym, and it was obviously a sweep with Surf, but that means that we're already back at our rival, and we had to level up before we could beat him last time, thanks to him being so fast compared to us. I think that might be about to happen again in a moment. Alright, so Pidgeot is faster than us, but that wasn't really a big deal. It hardly hurt us and went down in one hit. The problem is, despite being faster than Venusaur, we aren't very close to one-shotting it, and it pretty easily took us out from nearly full health. Well, you know what? If we use Ice Beam and he uses Razor Leaf, then it probably wouldn't take a ton of tries until we either freeze him or he misses us. Maybe I just need to try this a dozen times. Well, never mind. Next try and he was faster. We survived a hit, but it didn't really matter. I can't just try until both Quick Claws happen and we either crit him, freeze, or he misses all in the same round. I don't know what the odds are of that, but I know that they're awful. Let's gain a few levels and see if we're faster after. Alright, level 68 in this fight was amazing. Pidgeot still goes the same as before, but this time Venusaur threw the fight by using Growth instead of attacking us. Since we're faster now, we just two-shot him. Rhyhorn was a one-shot, but next is Water Onix, and he did literally the worst thing he could have. He used Rain Dance, so we just started using Surf for great damage. He went for a Hydro Pump, but it missed, and it's a good thing that it did because I know it would have messed us up badly. We took him out, Growlithe came out, and he was a one-shot, and last is Alakazam, who used Calm Mind like last time, but thanks to the rain, we one-shot him too. He really should not have used Rain Dance. That was an amazingly short-sighted move. Well, we're on our way to the Elite Four now. I have to say, I don't know how we're doing so well. I thought this run would be a lot harder, and yeah, it's had its moments, but for the most part, it really isn't all that bad. I haven't gotten any use out of our Iron Defense, and that's a little boring, but I kinda thought that might happen. We're Water type, and the physical special split hasn't happened yet, so the most dangerous moves for us aren't physical ones. Maybe I'll find it useful in the Elite Four, but I kinda doubt it at this point. I do have the TM for Rest, so I might switch out to that at some point, if I think that it'll help us. I also figure it's about time to replace Secret Power with Return. The occasional Paralysis is nice, but this is the Elite Four and we need every advantage we can get. Now that we're at the Elite Four, let's take a look at our stats. Well, our defense is solid, and I like that our special attack is too, but other than that, I'm not all that impressed. Kinda crazy that our special defense and our speed are almost the exact same. I don't know how this is gonna go. Lorelei might be hard, since we have no good moves for that fight, but Agatha might be bad too, just because she can throw effects on us with fast Pokemon. I don't think Bruno and Lance will be that bad though, and honestly, the Pokemon Champion might not be too bad either, as long as we're faster than most of his team. Make your final guesses on if we can win this or not. Let's do this. First is Ice Trainer Lorelei. First up is Dugong, who goes down in a few hits and never does any damage to us. And second is Cloyster, who just sets up spikes and uses Protect a lot. It doesn't hurt us either. But third is Slowbro, and we were obviously not doing much damage, and her Surfs were doing quite a bit to us. Obviously, we went down, and nothing could have really saved us there other than a crit. I'm gonna have to try and level up a bunch so that we can do more damage and survive more hits. So I get up to level 75 and try a bunch more, but on so many tries, Dugong makes it hail and does a ton of damage to us at the start. On this one, he didn't, so we got to Slowbro with decent health. Thanks to her using Amnesia and us doing more damage, we could just take it out without getting hurt much. But next is Jinx, who's way faster than us and easily put us to sleep and finishes us off. Alright, well, I know I'm gonna have to level up soon anyway for Agatha, so I may as well just do it now. Level 80, and this is still what most good runs look like. We make it to Jinx with roughly half of our health left, then we get put to sleep and easily finished off. We don't really have an easy way around this. I just have to try over and over until she misses Lovely Kiss. But I kinda think that we won't one-shot her, and she's gonna put us to sleep after anyway. I guess if that happens, then I'll level up more. So after losing 6 more times thanks to either being put to sleep or having way too little health after going into the Jinx fight, we had this one where Quick Claw kicked in, so we one-shot her. The Lapras right after was pretty tanky, and I figured that I was just gonna lose, but somehow we survived a Surf and an Ice Beam with just a little bit of health left so we could finish him off. I really thought I was gonna have to be stronger for that one. Second is Fighting Trainer Bruno. Now believe it or not, but I actually lost my first try at this thanks to not being able to one-shot some of them. But as soon as I slapped a Mystic Water on to do a little bit more damage, things went a lot smoother. We still lost a good amount of health to Machamp, but I don't think that we were actually anywhere close to losing. I still am really not sure about Agatha though. Third is Ghost Trainer Agatha. This was actually a lot easier than I was expecting. Yeah, we took a lot of damage between Sludge Bomb's direct damage and it poisoning us, but really it was not bad at all. Surf and Ice Beam did a great job. Fourth is Dragon Trainer Lance. First is Water Onyx, and man, it's a mess. We take so much damage before we can take him out because we just hardly do anything with return. We survive Water Onyx and ended up sweeping nearly the whole rest of his team with Ice Beam, but of course Aerodactyl is way faster than us and finishes us off right at the end. Honestly, I think we might win in a few levels though. Okay, literally only 3 levels later, and now Water Onyx just spams Dragon Rage, so we're left with way more health, letting us take a hit against Aerodactyl so we can easily win the fight. Finally, the Pokemon Champion. First is Pidgeot, who hardly hurt us before we one-shot him, and second is Venusaur, who's faster than us, but just used Growth, then got one-shot, so this is a great start. Third is Alakazam, though, and he's faster than us and hits hard. We take him down in 1 hit, but not before taking a ton of damage. Brydon went down in 1 hit, but after that is Water Onyx, though, and obviously we came nowhere close to taking him out. We just do so little damage, and he still hits pretty hard. Okay, I think I need to be somewhere in the mid-level 90s before we can win, but I am very confident that we can win soon. So I hit level 90 and try some more. The fight goes basically the exact same, but we can survive 1 more hit. Thanks to a missed Hydro Pump, I kinda thought that I could win, but he full restored up. That's alright. I'm now convinced that at level 95, I would do enough damage that I wouldn't have to worry about the full restores anymore. Huh. Well, I tried the fight some more at level 95, and yes, we actually do manage to deal enough damage to not have to worry about the full restores, but now every time we get past Water Onyx, it's with so little health that we faint to Arcanine using extreme speed at the end. Do you think maybe I could get away with using an Iron Defense early on in the battle, and that would be enough to survive the ending? Alright, well next try and I use Iron Defense while Venusaur's charging up Solar Beam, and in the end, it totally didn't matter because Water Onyx missed an attack, and Arcanine went for Flamethrower anyway, so we got the win. It was a weird ending and the Iron Defense didn't matter in the end, but hey, I got to use it. Well, that was a fun first time using Clamperl. I can't exactly say it's awesome to use, but it was a unique challenge and I had a fun time with it. I really hope you guys like that run. The next Pokemon challenge should be up next week on Saturday, like usual, with Pokemon Platinum, with only 1 Pachirisu, another Pokemon that I've never used before. As far as I remember, I've never used it in my whole life. As always, I'm looking at your suggestions in the comments, in the challenge request section of my Discord channel, and on Twitter. Subscribe, ring the bell, stay tuned. Outro time. Now, for those of you on Patreon and the YouTube members thing, last week's challenge for the early viewing, you only got it like 2 days early. I hate that. I usually try to get it a week early at minimum. Earlier than that if I can get away with it. But unfortunately, there was a lot of delays that were just completely out of my hand. You know, when you're working with a sponsor, you need to send them things, and they need to be able to review it and send things back. So there's little delays there, you know, they don't work weekends, I work basically every day. So little delays between my schedule and little delays between their schedule ended up making that come out a lot later than I wanted it to come out. It still wasn't late, I guess, but I really like the early viewing being up earlier than that, which is why I'm really hoping I can get this whole edit done today, because then this video will be up on Patreon and YouTube more than a week early, which kind of helps make up for that, you know? I know no one cares. Like, I've never once gotten a single complaint. Of all of the hundreds of people that I have on Patreon and YouTube memberships and everything who like watching these early, I've never gotten a single complaint that the early video was not early enough. But it bugs me when I think that the early video is not early enough. So, as much as I know you're all gonna say, don't worry about it, I'm gonna keep worrying about it because I tried to hold myself to a high standard, and I really want that to be earlier for you. So with that said, the $50 supporter shoutout tier, thank you so much Jacob Busby, Javid Kusaro, Grayson Fitz, Tara Louise, Dark Soul, Young Smoky VP, Gabriel Thornton, Hernandez Punchdick, and the -1 for your continued support. I very much appreciate it. I'm gonna try my best to get this thing edited tonight so that I can get it up for you as early as possible. Thank you everybody so much for watching, and until next time, have a nice day.